The trial within a trial will continue this morning with an officer who was escorting Bongani Ntanzi to make a confession, and when Muzikawukhulelwa Sibiya went to do a pointing out in June 2020. The court has been hearing evidence in the state's bid to prove that the confessions by both the accused were made freely, voluntarily and in sober senses. Let's get an update now, and Linda Mnisi is live for us in Pretoria. Linda, good morning to you. So this trial within a trial, how far advanced are the proceedings? Because there is still the main trial, which we are all looking forward to hear as to when it is going to conclude.
Well, Oli, at this point, the court has heard evidence from several witnesses, including the people that took the statements themselves, but also how they were transported, the people that transported the accused to making these statements. And you'll remember, at the heart of it is to determine whether or not those statements were made freely, voluntarily, and in sober senses. So we've been hearing a number of witnesses testify in what the state believes were statements that were made freely and voluntarily. But you'll also recall that the reason why the defense is objecting to the admissibility of these statements is because they are saying that, or alleging that, the accused were coerced through an assault to make these confessions. So we've been hearing quite a number of witnesses in that regard. On Thursday, you'll remember, the matter was postponed because Advocate Zandile Mshalalo, who's representing accused number 5, wanted to go through the occurrence book. This is where now the movements of an accused person are recorded in a book. When he, for example, he's booked out of his prison cell, it would be recorded, and when he's booked in, it would also be recorded. The court hearing that on the 18th of June, Bongani Ntanzi was booked out in the morning and was only brought back on the following day at around 2 a.m. The defense arguing that his movements at this current moment remain unaccounted for. But you'll also remember that the state is still leading evidence. So we're expecting to hear more evidence from the officer that was transporting him, because he's told the court last week that at that particular point when they were transporting Bongani Ntanzi to make that confession, he did not appear to have been assaulted. So, a number of witnesses have said that, but you'll remember that the defense is very adamant that these confessions were not made freely and that the accused were assaulted. So at this point, we'll continue hearing this evidence until the state decides that it is satisfied with the evidence that it has brought to court to try and prove that these statements are admissible. And after the ruling, we'll then be able to get back to the main trial. It's important to also highlight that a trial within a trial also works like the main trial, where the state leads its evidence as well as the defense doing the same. And then at the end, we hear arguments from both parties on why the court should rule in their favor. So we're still expecting that the defense will also be running or bringing their own witnesses in this trial within a trial before we reach the end. So it is at that point when the court has ruled on the admissibility of these statements that we can proceed with the main trial. Polly?
Linda Mnisi, thank you very much for that update live for us in Pretoria. Okay.